Friends, a great welcome to my channel. I'm Poonam and with me today we are going to cover some important questions that are going to be very useful for your PGAT preparation of Masters English Allahabad University. Let us proceed to the video now. Great best of luck for your examination and for your form filling. I hope आप सभी लोग form fill कर चुके हैं. This is the link which you can use to fill up this form. अगर अभी तक किसी ने form fill नहीं किया है, they can ask for this link in comment section of this video. Before moving further, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you can keep receiving important literary information. There are few topics in this university which keep on repeating, and I'll go for the questions as per the pattern of Allahabad University previous entrance exams only. Those are the very topics that I have picked and created this video. So this video is going to be very useful for you, not only for Allahabad University exams but for your CUET preparations too. बहुत सारे बच्चे मुझसे पूछते रहते हैं कि कैसे पढ़ें, तो थोड़ी सी स्मार्ट स्टडी करनी पड़ती है. आपको मास्टर्स की प्रिपरेशन के लिए जानना पड़ता है धीरे धीरे कि ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस क्या हैं. स्पेसिफिकली अगर आप एमसीक्यू रिलेटेड प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं तो किसी भी नॉवेल को बिल्कुल पूरा पढ़ना जरूरी नहीं है, लेकिन अच्छे से पढ़ना, स्मार्ट तरीके से पढ़ना कि उसमें से कौन कौन से क्वेश्चंस ऑब्जेक्टिव हो सकते हैं, इस तरीके की स्टडीज बहुत जरूरी है. First question is from David Copperfield, which is the Bildungsroman novel by Charles Dickens. What is the name of David's house? The correct answer is option B. I will want कि आप मेरे साथ साथ इस क्वेश्चन पेपर को अपने हिसाब से भी सॉल्व करते रहिए. उसके बाद देखिए करेक्ट आंसर क्या है. Score yourself and tell me your score in comments. Charles Dickens, very popular novel and autobiographical novel, David Copperfield, and Blunderstone Rookery is the name of Copperfield's home. It was originally published in a serialized form from 1849 to 1850. So these are the small major important things that you need to prepare for any novel, short story, play, poetry. This is the house, of course, fictional one. The story is told in the first person by a middle-aged David Copperfield who is looking back on his life, and David is born in Blunderstone Rookery. अब आपने इमेज देख ली है तो आप कभी भी नहीं भूलेंगे अब इस आंसर को. Do you agree? Okay, let us move to the second question. Who is the speaker of My Last Duchess? My Last Duchess, a dramatic monologue. ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग क्या होता है, अब ये भी जानना बहुत जरूरी है आपके लिए. जब भी आप किसी भी पोइट्री की स्पेसिफिकली स्टडी करें तो उसके बारे में और बहुत सारी एडिशनल बातें उसकी पोइट्री के प्लॉट से हटकर जानना बहुत जरूरी होता है. So this is a dramatic monologue by Victorian poet Robert Browning, and the Duke is the speaker of the poetry, the Duke of Ferrara. Option C here is the right answer. किसने सही आंसर दिया इसका? I know many of you are smiling. So this speaker tells us that he is entertaining an emissary or envoy or messenger who has come to negotiate the Duke's marriage. Duke के लिए एक marriage का proposal आया है, and at present the Duke is talking to that messenger. This is the Duke telling to the messenger about his last Duchess, and Browning's superb ability in blending gender, sex, violence and art in the small poetry is extremely excellent, and the way it is presented, just wow. Next question is something which can be a scandal today. आपको मैं एक पिक्चर दिखाऊंगी, उसके बाद आप बताइएगा do you agree or not that it can be a scandal. What is the sign that David Copperfield is forced to wear during his stay at boarding school day? Correct answer is Take Care of Him, He Bites. David Copperfield, as I told you, 1849 से 50 में publish हुआ. बहुत ही popular novel था by Charles Dickens, and the character is widely thought to be based on Dickens himself, autobiographical, incorporating many elements of his own life, writer's own life, and young David Copperfield, is forced to wear a sign on his back that warns other students and teachers that he is a biter. The sign says, Take care of him, he bites. So, a student in today's era, if forced to wear something like this, that will be a great scandal and a hot topic for media's attention to. There can even be a case against the school. What do you think about it? Please tell me in comments. Take care of him. He bites. Next question. Who among the following characters is only a listener in the poem My Last Duchess? The Duke of Ferrara, a friend of the Duchess, emissary of the court of Tyrol, or a friend of the Duke? We have talked about this. My Last Duchess is a dramatic monologue in which the Duke of Ferrara is telling the messenger of his potential wife's family about his previous wife, my last Duchess. Although she died only most probably 3 years, only 3 years into the marriage, and she is to be replaced now, as the poem suggests, by the daughter of the Count of Tyrol. So this person is an emissary from the court of Tyrol. She was my last wife. She was my last duchess. This is being told by the Duke of Ferrara to the envoy of Tyrol. Ebuin studia in Morris. This is a popular line in Bacon's essay of studies. Bacon, who is considered to be a great essayist. What is the meaning of these lines? Studies are very important. Studies help us in life. Studies pass into the character or study more. The correct answer is option C. 1597 का ये ऐसे है, ईयर्स भी याद रखिए, क्रोनोलॉजिकल क्वेश्चंस में बहुत हेल्प मिलेगी. 1597 essay of studies deals with the benefits of studies for the individual in their daily lives. Ebullient studia in Morris means practices passionately pursued becomes habit, or studies become habit or pass on into one's character. Option C here is the right answer. Ebullient studia in Morris. Studies pass into and influence the manners and later on the character. Next question, question number 6. Why is Aziz at the mosque where he meets Mrs. Moore? Which novel? A Passage to India. I know many of you have covered it and many of you have covered it with me. Passage to India, 1924 novel by E.M. Forster, set against the backdrop of the British Raj colonialism in India before 1947. You know the whole story. If anyone knows the whole story, they know the answer. If anyone does not, they should read this very beautiful novel or at least watch a movie. Two English women take his Tonga, Aziz Tonga, and he is on the walk back to his house and he encounters Mrs. Moore at the mosque. The meeting between Aziz and Mrs. Moore at the mosque is, I think, the most beautiful scene of two people meeting and respecting each other ever written in literature. Who is in the chorus in Murder in the Cathedral? Murder in the Cathedral, a verse drama. याद रखिएगा ये fact भी. Verse drama written by T.S. Eliot, and it was first performed in 1935, the same year when Untouchable was written by Mulk Raj Anand. And this portrays the assassination of Archbishop Thomas Becket in Canterbury. Chorus in the play Murder in the Cathedral comprises the women. Option B here is the right answer. I took a pause so that you could think of the answer. How many of you thought this answer to be correct? Please tell me. So the women introduce themselves in the beginning as the poor women of the Canterbury, and later they talk of themselves as the scrubbers and sweepers of Canterbury. So ये दो points याद रखिए. Initially they say that they are poor women of the Canterbury, and later on they say they are the scrubbers and the sweepers of Canterbury. Women in Murder in Cathedral are important part of chorus. This play, Murder in Cathedral, was based upon the real incidents which happened in 1170. The assassination of Archbishop Thomas Becket in Canterbury Cathedral in 1170. 7 years of conflict with the king previous to his murder had divided the church into those loyal to Becket and those loyal to king. What was the name of the king? Henry II. How many of you knew it? Please smile and raise your hand. I know I cannot see it, but at least you know. In this question, we are talking about the first full-length play by Harold Pinter, published in 1959, best known and most frequently performed plays ever. There is a list of characters, but Meg and Stanley, I'll say, are most important. Along with her husband Petty, Meg is one of the proprietors or owners of a boarding house or paying guest house in which Stanley lives. So Meg is the owner, Stanley is the paying guest, and there is a huge age difference between both of them too. Stanley and Meg's relationship is complicated and a little ambiguous. We do not come to know clearly about the relationship, but clearly shows that both of them are depressed in their own ways. And in the most obvious way, no matter what the truth of their relationship is, it is clear that they accept it to fill in deeper fears and insecurities. कहीं ना कहीं दोनों में ही कुछ fears हैं, कुछ insecurities हैं, जिसकी वजह से दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ flirt करते हैं. So this kind of ambiguous relationship both of them share. Her connection to Stanley, I'll say, is a little bizarre, little absurd, as she treats him both maternally and romantically, both things which are not possible, kind of paradoxical. Next question, which of the following novels has not been written by E.M. Forster? I told you initially that it is not like that. If you have been given that passage to India is in your syllabus, that means that you need to know a lot about E.M. Forster. What else has been written by E.M. Forster, or major facts about the life of the writer. So English literature is actually where there is no full stop. You cannot say that if you are supposed to do Murder in Cathedral, you are just to know the story of Murder in Cathedral, or you are doing a Passage to India, you should just know the story of Passage to India. No, there are no boundaries. So देखिए हमें यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन आ गया एम फॉस्टर की लाइफ से. अब द राइट आंसर, दैट इज अ क्वेश्चन. वेस्टवर्ड हो 1855 का एक हिस्टोरिकल नॉवल है बाय ब्रिटिश ऑथर चार्ल्स किंग्सले. Charles Kingsley has written this very beautiful Victorian novel. The novel depicts the islands and northern coast of South America as beautifully decorated with imagery. Fragrant flowers filled with the sounds of insects, tree, frogs, birds. Imagery बहुत beautiful है इस novel में. Next question. To which country does Raina, the heroine of Aunts and the Man, belong? Please think about the answer. Reach to your right answer according to you, your knowledge, and then I'll tell you. The right answer is option C, Bulgaria. Arms and the Man is a romantic comedy written by G.B. Shaw, and the title comes from the opening words of Virgil's Aeneid, which was written in Latin, and this one is produced in 1894 first. Raina, the play's protagonist, the play's heroine. Raina is a young, beautiful woman living in the provinces of Bulgaria and born into wealthy Petkov family. We can call her to be Raina Petkov hence. The play is written in backdrop of 1885 Bulgaria-Serbia War, Serbo-Bulgarian War, it was also called. It is a comic play that shows the futility of war and deals in a comic manner with the hypocrisies of human nature. You have to tell me your score out of 10 and what is the significance of this picture. Some chocolates and a novel by G.B. Shaw. What is the relationship? Please do tell me in comments. A great best of luck to all of you from my side, and please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel. You may join the classes to cover all the topics in detail. Can click the link in description to get connected to us for admission. Thanks for watching and best of luck for your exams. और वीडियो के कमेंट सेक्शन में अपने रिस्पेक्टिव फीडबैक रिव्यूज के कमेंट्स करना मत भूलिए.